Alrighty. Happy Monday, everyone. I hope that y'all had a good weekend and that y'all are ready to get the work week started. For today's Money Monday, we're going to be talking about credit cards and just some general knowledge that you need to know when dealing with credit cards, um, and how to deal with credit cards effectively. Some of the pros, some of the cons. I'm going to talk about my personal credit card journey. And then I was also asked about the Apple credit card in specific. So I have some notes down here that I'll be referring to. Um, what else are we going to be talking about? Yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'm currently 23. I got my first credit card when I was 21. And to be honest, I wish I had gotten my credit card earlier. Um, so a little bit about my credit card journey. The reason why I even applied for a credit card in the first place was because I was trying to build credit. I was like, I don't really have any form of credit besides my school loans. So I was like, let me try to get a credit card. I know it's a good way to start building credit. And so within a week of me figuring this out, I went to my bank here in San Diego. I have a credit union. And I walked in there and applied for a credit card. I talked to one of the bankers in there, and I got denied because I didn't have a job at the time. I had just quit my previous job because I didn't like it there, and I was looking for a new job. So I was in between, didn't have any income. I tried to finesse and say that Uber was my income because I was driving Uber at the time, and I was making some decent money, but it didn't work. So I got denied, and then within the next few days, I went shopping at Macy's. I think I was probably buying clothes for an interview or something, and they were offering a discount if you applied for the Macy's credit card. And I told them, I was like, oh no, I'm not gonna get the credit card because I just got denied a few days ago. And they're like, well, even if you get denied, we'll still give you the discount. So I was like, okay, cool, whatever. I applied for the credit card, gave them the information they needed, and I got accepted for the credit card. I believe my limit was $600 or something super low. I don't even remember what the interest rate was. But I got the credit card and I was like, I really didn't want it. But I knew I was never going to use it. I didn't even use it that day. But I got the discount, so whatever. I still have that credit card now and it's still open. I just don't use it. I've never used it before. And then once I finally got a job, which was probably 2 weeks later, I applied for a credit card of my choosing. So I have Credit Karma, the app on my phone, and I was just browsing Credit Karma, and they had credit card recommendations. So I was looking through the recommendations, just trying to see what would be a good fit for me. And I found one there. I went to the website, I applied, and I got accepted. And then this time, because I had a job, I had some income. I believe my credit card limit was $1,500, which is a lot better. And that card I actually liked. It had no annual fee. It had cashback, and it had a new member offer as well. So that's how I started my credit card journey. As far as how I use my credit cards now, I only have those 2 credit cards that I mentioned. The first one I never use. I don't even have it in my wallet. It just sits at home somewhere. The second one is the credit card that I use for everything. I use that credit card exclusively. I don't use my debit card, and I don't use cash unless there's a fee for debit or credit cards. Then I'll use cash. But for everything else, I use my credit cards strictly, because I get cash back and because I always pay my bill in advance, so I never have to worry about interest. I've never paid interest on a credit card to this day. So that's a little bit about my journey. We're going to transfer over to some of the good things and the bad things about credit cards. A lot of people think credit cards are bad, or they're not really something that you should use, which is a big misconception because a lot of Americans are actually in credit card debt. But I think credit cards are actually a very useful tool to build credit, and they're very handy for when you need them. So some of the good things about credit cards is the rewards. So my credit card offers cash back, and it also offers extra cash back on rotating stores and stuff like that. So one week it'll be Starbucks, the next week it'll be like Chick-fil-A, Ace Hardware, jewelry stores. They have different stores rotating every week that you get 10% cash back. Some cards give you miles, like flight miles, so you can go on vacations and stuff like that. Some of them have exclusive offers like new member offers, or they have offers for vehicles. They have all types of different incentives for those people who have their card. Another thing, one of my favorite things about credit cards is the protection that they offer. They have good defense against fraud. It's easier to get your money back from a credit card company than it is from, say, a debit card company. And definitely if you use cash, you're probably not going to get that money back. And then as far as protection goes, I have text alerts for my credit card. So anytime I make a purchase that's above $100, I'll get a text message. That way, if anyone else was to get a hold of my card and they were to buy something that was $100 or more, I would get a text message and I would instantly know, like, hey, this is not an authorized purchase by me. You can customize, for mine at least, you can customize your payment settings. So you can pay the minimum automatically, or you can set it to pay the full balance automatically. So it's highly customizable, and then when it comes to fraudulent purchases, it's way easier to get your money back from your credit card company and just cancel the old card. They'll send you a new one in the mail. Then you also get referral rewards. So my debit card, my bank and my debit card, they offer a referral reward of about $20. So if I refer someone and they join the company or the bank or whatever, I'll get $20 and they'll get $20 as well. But with my credit card, if I refer someone, I get, I think it's like $150, and then they also get the new member offer of $150 as well. So that's a big difference, $20 versus $150. And then another exclusive reward that I've gotten from my credit card is $500 off a new vehicle. So the specific reward, they email me about it all the time, is $500 reward towards a 2018, 2019, or 2020 Mazda vehicle from the Mazda dealership. So if you're buying a new car and you have my credit card, for example, you get $500 off on top of any other discounts and tax incentives or whatever from a Mazda vehicle, which is pretty good. I've never heard of anything like that from my debit card. I don't get any offers or anything like that besides the new member offer. So credit cards have a lot to offer. As far as the cons, the bad parts of the negative parts of credit cards, if you don't have self-control, it is very easy to get in a bad position very quickly. With debit cards, if you don't have control, you pay too much, you spend too much, you pay an overdraft fee, and that's pretty much it. But with credit cards, if you're not in control at all times, and you spend too much and you can't pay it off, you're gonna have to pay a high interest rate. Especially if you're new to credit cards, you're gonna have a higher interest rate than someone who's already established credit and has a longer credit history than you. That's probably the biggest downside of credit cards. Other than that, I can't really think of any. But if you have self-control, you don't really have to worry about that. Some things that you should know about your credit cards when you get them. A lot of this is upfront knowledge and research that you should do beforehand, before you even apply for a credit card. So you should know what's like the average interest rate, like a ballpark estimate. Everyone has a different interest rate based on their credit usually, but it's good to have like a ballpark of what your interest rate's going to be. That one's probably not as important as some of the other things, like is there annual fees? Another one. Do you have to pay every year to have this credit card. I know some credit cards have annual fees above $50. Some credit cards have no annual fee at all. My credit card that I use daily has no annual fee. That was one of the things I looked for when I first applied for it. You want to know what your credit limit is going to be. This will be something that you'll figure out after you apply for the credit card. They'll let you know, hey, you got accepted. This is your credit limit. They also let you know your interest rate. Annual fee is something that you'll know beforehand. Some cards for new members, they don't have any annual fee for the first year, but after the first year, you will be paying annual fee. So that's another thing to look out for so that you're not caught by surprise. Another thing that you'll want to know is rewards or incentives. What kind of rewards does that credit card offer? Cashback, miles, any other exclusive offers, and you probably want to know what are the guidelines for those rewards. So like for my card, I get 1.5% cash back. So now I know kind of what rate I'm going to be accruing cash back. Or if you have a card that offers flight miles, how many miles per dollar are you getting, or what is the rate of accrual for your rewards points. And then you also want to stay up to date with any changes to your credit card. So my credit card, since I've had it, I've probably gotten a couple emails about changes, different terms and conditions. Sometimes it's an increased credit limit. So if you keep paying your bill on time or ahead of time, they'll increase your credit limit. So my first credit limit was $1,500. I think now it's gone up to like $3,500. They've also emailed me like, hey, if you update your income on our website, we'll increase your credit limit again. You're eligible for this and that. So just stay up to date with your credit card, usually through emails or text messages, so that you know what's changing. If your interest rate changes, if your credit limit changes, anything like that. So that's pretty much the basics of what you want to know when you're applying for a credit card. And then just my general thoughts on credit cards. Like I said earlier, I think they're an amazing tool for building credit. They're an amazing tool for getting rewards. And they're just, I use my credit card for everything, so I love them. But only if you have self-control and you have knowledge and you're aware of what's going on monthly with your credit cards. So, it would be easy for me to be against credit cards, like, hey, don't get a credit card. You're going to get in debt, or, you're going to get in trouble. You're going to have to pay large fees and this and that. Because I've had people close to me in my family struggle with credit card debt. So it'd be really easy for me to say to not go that route. But if you have self-control and you know what you're doing, definitely get a credit card. My credit card at least is highly customizable, so I can change my credit card due date, the payment date. I can change my text alerts if I want to get alerted for $200 plus purchases or $100 plus purchases, $50 purchases. I can get all of that is customized through my credit card so that I can get those alerts. And what else? Let's see. Yeah, as long as you're in control, you know what's going on, and you don't rack up debt, you'll be in a good position when you're dealing with credit cards. Like I said, I've never paid interest ever in the last 2 years on my credit card. I always pay my bill within a couple days of spending, or like a few days before the due date. So if you can do that, especially, you're definitely going to be in a good position. Last, I was asked specifically about the Apple credit card or the Apple card by one of my friends, and I know there was a lot of hype about it the last few months. It was announced last year in May, so it's been talked about for a while now. It just got released for everyone a week ago from today, so August 20th. It just got released for everyone, and it's pretty interesting. I feel like they're trying to build their iPhone dependence. It's only for iPhone owners, so that's one thing. But it's pretty cool. The card it comes, if you get the physical card, it comes without a number on it. So it generates a new number for every transaction that you do. So the card doesn't have a number on it. It's encrypted, so it's protected. And what else about it? It's operated through the wallet app. If you have an iPhone, the credit card is operated through the wallet app on your phone. So that's where you'll like pay the bill. That's where you'll handle all the business for that card. And as far as the rewards go, it's pretty interesting. They have cashback, it's 3%, 2%, and 1% depending on what you buy and how you buy it. So you get 3% cash back, which is pretty good. 3% is pretty high. Only on Apple purchases. So if you buy anything like through iTunes, if you buy anything on the Apple website, if you buy anything on in the Apple store physically, you'll get 3% cash back on all those purchases. And then you also get 3% cash back on Ubers. Those are the only two things that you'll get 3% cash back. 2% cash back when you pay through Apple Pay on your phone. So when you just tap your phone or whatever at the gas station or at 7-Eleven, or wherever you go, if you just pay through Apple Pay on your phone, you get 2% cash back on all those purchases. So I mean, they're highly incentivizing you to use your phone for purchases, and they're kind of creating like that iPhone dependency type deal again. And then you get 1% cash back when you use your physical Apple card. So if you do want the physical card, you can request it. You only get 1% cash back when you use that card for purchases. Another thing is they claim to have no fees. So they have no annual fee, no foreign transaction fees. If you go traveling, let's say you go to like Greece or something, you don't have to pay any fees for that. And they have no hidden fees, no over the limit fees, no late fees. All that is what they claimed on their website. And then, of course, everyone gets a different rate based on how good their credit is. Would I get this card for myself? Probably not. I don't really buy Apple I don't make Apple purchases too much, and I don't use Uber. So 3% cash back is not really valid for me. 2% cash back when you pay on your phone, that's pretty good. But I don't really use Apple Pay like that or use my phone for payment. I always just use my card, enter the chip, and boom, it's done. But I could see this being a good card for those who do use Uber a lot or who do buy a lot of Apple products, or who do frequently use Apple Pay on their phone. They also said, or it's also like, I guess it's like a partnership thing that Apple has for 3% cash back, where they're trying to recruit more stores and more other businesses and stuff like that to offer 3% cash back. So basically the store or the business or whatever it is gonna pay that 3% to the credit card users, but for those who are to join the promotion with Apple for the 3% cash back, they will get basically the loyalty of all the Apple users, all the iPhone users and stuff like that. So it's kind of mutually beneficial in that way. So it's pretty expected that there's going to be more and more businesses and more so there's basically, it's going to be expected that more businesses and more stores are going to offer 3% cash back with Apple in the near future. So with that being said, that covers the Apple Card, the basics of it, as well as what you should know when applying for a credit card, and the basics of how you should handle your credit card. You don't want to spend more than you can afford. You don't want to pay that interest. But if you use it effectively, you can reap rewards such as cash back or flight miles, any exclusive offers and stuff like that. So that's pretty much it. If you have any questions regarding credit cards, or if you want like recommendations or something like that, you can contact me. The best way to reach me now is on Instagram, which is Rene_Duvan, RENE_DUVAN. and leave a comment as well if you have questions. I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. So, yep, that's it. Happy Monday. Hope you'll have a good week and do your thing. All right then. Peace.